Alright, back for round 1 on the play, and this hand is great. A bit of early interaction, some cyclers, potentially an elimination that we can cycle or use. It kind of depends. I mean, I'd rather hardcast that, to be honest, especially when I have a Drake. I kind of want to hit my land drops, but if necessary, I will cycle it. And if we are playing against a blue deck, there's a chance that they are not that aggressive, and it's even more likely that I want to hardcast the elimination. Most of the time, I think that people are cycling a little bit too early. Like, if you need to hit your land drop, sure, cycle and try to hit it, but a lot of the time you can just wait a little bit unless you have a really stacked curve, and try to make sure that you are not losing value, because like here, if there's somehow 2 or 3 land on the top of my library, cycling is really bad for me. Cycling one of these late game super strong cards. So yeah, and we just drew a couple lands in a row, and I'm really happy that I did not cycle anything basically. Also, when you have some card like Archfiend or Pitiless Vizier that use the cyclers to, geez, 4 color, really? Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but yeah. In any case, as I said, when you have a couple cards that can use cycling to get better, waiting to cycle is even better, obviously. I'm not gonna play Archfiend into Essence Scatter mana, and they could have Removal, and I'd rather have them use their Removal on something else. So we just drew Horror, which is pretty perfect to bait any counterspell slash Removal here. Also, if possible, I'm happy to play the Demon and have, for example, Sensor available to use the ability right away. Samut, though. Samut is a problem. What to do? So we could Angler Drake the Samut, and then they replay it, and hopefully we can steal it. That'd be a fine thing. We could go Archfiend Censor. That's not super exciting, though. We could play Steer Descend and chump a lot, but that doesn't sound exciting either. I think we just go Drake, bounce the Samut. If they attack, we are gonna block. If they replay Samut attack, we are gonna block and be fine to trade. And if they want to keep their Samut, or if they do something else, we can just probably try to steal the Samut or do something along these lines. Jesus Christ, though. 4 color mid-range. No attack. Well, I like that. So now we can steal the Samut. Do we attack with Drake? I think we do. The only bad thing that can happen is if they have a main deck Forsake the World, in which case they get back their Samut and they can hit us for 8. And if they have a 4 power creature, we die. That seems like a lot, though. And if we hit them for 10 here, we might be able to kill them next turn by playing Archfiend or Steer Descend or Serpent. So I think it's just worth attacking with Drake here. On the other hand, our late game is looking so strong that maybe it's not the best idea. And I guess they can do that. They can actually tap the Samut so we don't get to attack. I think I'm gonna play it safe. Like, again, if they can somehow get rid of late claim, well, I guess the Samut is tapped, but even then, I don't really want to trade 2 for 4 here. I think like this game is almost unlosable unless we get burned, basically. So I think it's a completely fine move to just play more defensively than you would in most scenario. Here we'll play Archfiend with Sensor/Sensor, cycling back up and attack with everything. Chum block already. Alright, well, sure. And the good news is that Sensor gives us a little bit of protection against something like Sandworm Convergence, which at this point is probably one of the only cards in the set that can beat us. Because this board is stacked. And even if they could Wrath, and there's no Wrath really in this set, I guess they could have Evan and Earth. Yeah, they could have Evan and Earth. But even if they have that, our hand is just still great. Rest the Archfiend, sure. I'm gonna keep it on board, obviously. The effect is still something we could use. And I don't think I'm going to cycle Sensor. I don't really care about Seeker of Insight. And again, one of the few cards that could save them here is Sandworm Convergence, and if possible, we'd rather be able to interact with that. Because if they have it, they will probably just slam it once they have 8 mana. I don't think they would want to wait. Well, this got 6, so I can go Serpent and keep up Sensor. Since I have 2 6-power creature with Samut and Serpent, it doesn't really matter if I play the Serpent or Steer the Sands. But obviously, if I had, for example, 2 4-power creature, you'd rather play Steer the Sand because they can stop less damage. Whereas if you play your 6-power creature and they stop it, you know, it's not as good for you. But here it doesn't change anything, as Serpent is not the biggest card on board. Or I guess it's tied for the biggest card on board, but biggest power. It's not even a question of power, it's, you know, damage output basically. Not entirely sure why the opponent is playing white. I've seen a decent amount of blue-green decks splashing for 1 or 2 color, but generally it's very often red for a couple of removal and maybe Heaven and Earth, or Samut, for example, or black for some removal too. But splashing for white, I haven't seen that yet. And you don't really want to splash for Winged Shepherd, obviously. Okay, well, we are gonna Steer Sand, and I'm pretty sure this should be game. Alright, we got there. So 4-color mid-range ramp. Every time I see a base green ramp deck, I think about Sandworm Convergence, because this is one of the only cards that makes me wanna play this archetype, but not entirely sure what the opponent is up to and what their win condition is. I guess we'll find out. Maybe. In any case, their deck doesn't seem super fast. They might have some pretty fat creatures, so I'm gonna keep the one wrapping in the main. I feel like this is a deck against which Cartouche of Knowledge could be good. I don't really know what I would cut for that though. Sniper, I think Sniper is good enough where even if they don't have a ton of small creature, it's something you'd rather keep. And if I bring in the Cartouche and side out a creature, it's not gonna be great. I mean, it's not exactly where I want to be. Looks like they don't have a ton of removal, so maybe Wonder in Death is not so good, but I don't know about that. Actually, I don't want to change anything. This blue-black deck is just perfect. No, it's great. I mean, I don't think I've drafted such a strong deck in recent time. Can we keep that? It is close. We are on the draw. We have a 1-mana cycler and 3 2-mana cyclers. I'm gonna keep it. It's not. I think I would mulligan if this was a tournament or something a little bit more important, but I'm gonna risk it here because I don't know. Sometimes I like to play a little bit risky, I guess. I'm not gonna cycle Censor here since we hit the second land drop right away, and the third one too. How lucky. How convenient. If my opponent doesn't play something I want to Censor, the first spell I'm gonna cycle is gonna be Wandering Death. First because of the Serpent in hand. Second because, well, late game is a much more powerful card if we reach the later game. Skirmisher, not really right on time, but I'll take it. Just play Sentinels here. Will be shields down for one turn, but so far my opponent hasn't been playing anything on turn 4 that seemed particularly threatening. yeah. This is so I don't know. It was bound to happen basically. Okay, I'm gonna attack with Sentinels. If they want to block with Creator, I'm gonna cycle twice and kill it. And if they don't block, I'm probably gonna cycle one late lane because I want to hit my land drop. I kind of need to hit that 5th land drop for the Archfiend. And then I'm gonna leave up Censor. And if I don't Censor something, I'm gonna cycle Illumination, I believe. This could kill us though. This plus a couple of counterspell backup is gonna kill us fairly convincingly and quickly. Yeah. Pretty sure they have a counterspell there. What can you do though? Another Serpent. Yeah. I guess we cycle that. Try to hit a land drop and get 3 damage in. Good news is that they were probably holding a counterspell and, you know, they cannot use it here. Which is nice. Okay, cool. That is actually pretty nice. I still don't really know how I'm gonna beat the Creator if they just have a counterspell, but a Vizier of Deferment. Sure. I'd rather have them use that to, you know, untap my Heckma Sentinels. I don't really care about the 3 damage than, you know, if they could kill that zombie later on. So we have 3 instant and sorcery in the graveyard, so the Serpent costs 4. I kinda wanna keep Censor in hand so I can Archfiend and Censor right away. And cycle right away. But it's like they must have a counterspell in hand here. There's not a ton we can do about that though. I think we'll bait a counterspell with Cryptic Serpent. I mean, I don't love doing that. Serpent is good, but I don't really know what I'm doing if I'm not doing that. And again, I don't think I'll end up censoring something. So, maybe I'm just gonna pass. I mean, it's pretty obvious that I'm holding something. I just want them to tap out so I can either lay claim or Archfiend plus Censor plus Cycle, basically. But if they have some more counterspell, they could very well win. turn for Creator with a bunch of counterspell as your follow-up is pretty good. Best case scenario, they tap out for a 5 or a 6 drop here, but I don't know how likely this is. Tap, please, do something, man. And even initiate. I kinda wanna censor that, so if they pay the mana, they cannot counter. However, I kinda need to keep the censor for Archfiend. So we are dead next turn if we don't play Archfiend. So we basically have we need that their last one. We need them to not have Essence Scatter, but if they have it, they win. Okay, no Essence Scatter. Damn. That's nice. Should I attack with one creature? I don't think so. Not yet. Phew. Yeah, I was almost sure they had the Essence Scatter, but yeah. No Essence Scatter means we probably win. Oh god. until they cast approach. All right. Well, I lied, boys. We might be losing now. They are already 2 cards closer. Oh my god. However, we can set up a lot of pressure, but if they have just one card that lets them dig further, like, I don't know, Naga Oracle and whatnot, these kind of things will be in a ton of trouble. I'm gonna cycle here. We drew a land, so we can steal the Curator. We have 4 instant and sorceries, so this costs 3. Yeah, this one I think we steal Curator. Attack with everything. Next turn we'll go even initiate plus Cryptic Serpent. And hope we can win before they, draw their approach, basically. We cannot kill them next turn, but we'll kill them the turn after that, most likely, unless they have some sick defenses coming. Yeah, you can double block here, no problem. If their next play is just to reanimate, even initiate, great. But again, if they have an Oracle or something like that, we are dead. So they already got 3 cards. One from the loot, one from what? One from this turn, and what was the last one? What happened? And one from the scry. They put something on the bottom. So there are 3 more cards until they draw their approach. But them just reanimating initiate here I think is great news for us. Well, we don't have any cycling, I guess. Also, we'll just attack with the squad. Sure. Should we play Serpent and 2/2 drop, Serpent and Initiate, or initiate and two. I kind of like. Actually, I think the best move is initiate and two to drop because they have one chump blocker anyway. And if we play initiate and they don't have a flyer, then this is 8 damage in the air plus 3 to drop, which means that if they take only 2 damage, they die. I mean 3 2-power creature. And this means that even if they play a blocker, as long as it's a ground blocker, we kill them next turn. So I think this is the best way to actually kill them next turn. Again, swarming the board here is basically better, most likely just because they have a chump blocker available for the 6-power Serpent. And the good news here is that if they spend a card drawing stuff, they probably don't have enough blocker. They probably don't. They will not have enough mana to then cast the approach. If they play a okay, yeah, I don't think there was a way out, but the approach kind of got me scared. Like, this is a sweet card. So I guess this is why they were splashing for white. This is a 4-color control approach deck, which is sweet. Alright, yeah, got kind of scared, but we got there. Hope you folks enjoyed that first match. Thank you for watching and see you for round 2.